Is that a hand up? Is that a hand up? Is that Chris? I let everybody who wants to come in and speak, by all means, buddy. How you doing?
No, I know. I didn't want to interrupt you. I didn't want to interrupt
Appreciate
you guys.
You.
So
good to hear from you, man.
Good to hear from you guys. So here's the bigger question with Cena. Like, what do you do with him going forward? Because I'm guessing they have plans like, well, Randy Orton feud has to happen.
Right.
And then maybe a CM Punk. Like, does Braun Breaker get a chance? Did Jacob Fatu? Like, I know when me and Kevin Apollo talked about it, he's like, well, Cena's a made guy, so he's not going to do all these jobs. But if this is sort of his last hurrah, if you want to sort of make that next guy, how big is it getting like a Jacob Fatu and Braun Breaker? And they go, okay, look, this is the new generation. These are the next stars. Because all of a sudden you're looking going, crap, Cody, Punk, Cena, Mysterio, they could be gone in 2 years. You need to actually get somebody who's ready to be that next big baby face.
Yeah, no, and that's a good point, because do you want to do more of the, and you're right, though, you've got to have a random, even if they do short feuds, there's got to be something with Orton and Punk just for the nostalgia of it, and for the people that are young now that didn't get to see them wrestle live, like they deserve to watch that happen once. But I'm kind of more with you in the sense that I would like to see him go up against Breaker, Fatu, people that are kind of on that rise and that will be the main eventers of WrestleManias coming up for 44 and beyond.
Suppose heel Cena goes against those guys and goes into this little losing streak as a heel. Like, he loses the Braun Breaker, he loses the Jacob Fatu. As a heel, he's losing to these guys, like a little mini losing streak after he wins the title. One of those things.
I mean, I can see it happen. I'm still not convinced he's going to win the title from Cody at Mania. But I think that's because I convinced myself he was going to win Money in the Bank, but that was before he turned heel. So really, that's going to be a really interesting move of what they do. If they put the title on him, it does kind of make it at least a little bit easier where he can kind of maybe have matches against someone like a Breaker or, Fatu or whoever, and then still keep the title but lose the match, if that makes sense. Where he goes over, but they get over.
But when we fantasy booked it,
that's the thing, though. I like when I fantasy book and talk about things, I'm cool if what I say doesn't happen. Like, great, awesome. I think it's fantastic, but that's, I think, another big problem with the IWC and wanting to complain is if what they say didn't happen, they think they know better. And, they can book this better than people that have been doing it for literally 40 years of their lives.
We will not utter the name of Mr. Wrestle.
The thing is that we don't have to mention names, and people know who we're talking about. It's not, they put their shit out there. That's on them.
Chris, I have a question for you.
Yes.
What did you think of Wednesday night's spectacle?
Of Cena's heel promo? I liked it. I mean,
no. The Wednesday night spectacle of John Moxley's spectacle. Because I haven't heard your opinion yet.
Oh God, that's the best start. Comes up to the podium. All right.
Because it's like personal note. I had neck back surgery in 2023. It still affects me in terms of walking and bending my neck. So I don't like guys getting dropped right on there. That's one of those places like, okay, you try to avoid. And then you look at the spot. It's like, okay, goddamn, you're dropping him nails first on the spine. Are you trying to get him are you trying to get him paralyzed? And I get he thinks he's the new Harry Funk. He'll do everything. He'll burn. I'm surprised he hasn't used a branding iron yet. It's on fire, but God damn it. When does Tony just sit there and go, maybe we shouldn't do this? Like, maybe John, this is a bad idea. But no, they did it, and thank God nobody got killed.
You think they did it on purpose because of the John Cena promo on Monday?
No, I just said John Moxley likes to just do this stupid goofy crap, and he's.
I mean, no, that's. Cutter. Yeah, he is the king of stupid goofy crap. Like, it's just. The fact that no one has gotten seriously hurt in the company is a shocker, but it's not something we want to see, but it's going to happen. But like with your main event guys doing, oh God. Yeah.
Jake and I talked about a little bit on our last show. The fact that the ratings have gone up. I mean, granted they're in the shits to begin with, but they have gone up. And that segment was one of the better rated segments of the day, the 9 o'clock hour, which scares the crap out of me.
May I offer some pushback, though? At the end of that match, they lost those viewers. Just saying.
Yeah, but they got him. They got the average up, and that's all. They
that's just gonna say. Tony won't look at that part of it. He'll just look at the good. That's how he likes.
You gotta think like Tony Khan, Sam, and that's just scare you.
Yeah, don't do that for too long, or you won't come back. It's like
I think my brain just short-circuited on that sentence, George.
Yeah, it's
yes, it did.
Yeah. But he seriously though, he just doesn't. He can. You can tell him all the things that are going on, and he'll like pick out the good. You know, he can look through the pile of crap and pick out like the 3 pieces of corn and go, "This is what's great." No, it was in a pile of shit.
Well, and I hate to bring this up because this is awful. There was at Sammy Callahan's wrestling school, there was a student that died. And
I heard about that.
Now we don't know the details of that or what happened or what the exact medical issue was, but you think about those nails, spikes, whatever the fuck you want to call them, they could have punctured a vital organ. There could have been a serious injury there, and I realized that, like, yes, a particular kind of AEW fan will say, well, we've been programmed to not over the past few years to not like gore or not like violence in wrestling, and I would say, well, in the wake of that, how does that not pass your mind? Like, and again, like,
I don't think they feel feelings anymore, Sam.
Yeah, they've literally been defeated or beaten out to it until they can't feel. Except for that one guy, there was that one older gentleman who was watching it who had like the horrid face during box.
Well, it's just I
actually turned away.
Yeah, no, I first saw it scrolling on my phone because I just wasn't watching because I knew it was going to be a shit show, and I'd watch the highlights later and just oh god, like I couldn't believe it was actually real. Like I thought it was a joke.
So next we're going to see Mass Transit 2.0. Anyway,
I mean, the fact that I think of all the crazy things that they've done. I mean, Dante Martin broke his leg. Rey Fenix broke his arm or has dislocated his elbow. And this is just the stuff that we've seen on the channel, like let alone when they would record things and be able to edit stuff out when they were doing Rampage and Dark. And I mean, I guess stuff happens on Ring of Honor. I've never actually watched it, but that's just me.
No one remembers this, but Rey Fenix and Moxley had a match where
did they?
Rey Fenix went for a pile driver, dropped Moxley on his head. Then the ref didn't stop it, and Phoenix picked him up again to try and redo the spot and put him on his head again.
Did happen.
Yeah.
Oh my god, I completely forgot about that. That totally fucking happened, and it was Rick Knox, right? The corpse referee. Oh, god.
Think of what we've had here. We've had Adam Cole's broken his ankle. Anthony Henry broke his jaw. Both Hardys have gotten concussions. You had Miro, who shoulder and elbow injuries. MJF torn labrum.
Ricky Starks broke his
pectoral neck. I mean, you look at this like how it is surprising. Like somebody has not died yet there. I mean, it's just like either stupidity or just dumb luck. And nobody has died yet right now in AEW. And I'm still waiting for them to do a scaffold match. That Darby and Mox are going,
oh no.
Cool.
I mean, every time they've gone to either Tennessee or any of the old Tennessee or Carolina's places, try to relive the past because that's what Tony wants to do. But there goes back to the mindset, trying to think of the mind of Tony Khan, where I bet you if you hooked him up to a lie detector test that time where he said we're the safest company in wrestling, he believes it. He believes his own bullshit, even though it's literally bullshit.
Well, and that was in reference to, which was even crazier, that was in reference to the Jericho situation in a presser where he was sitting next to Tony Storm wearing the freaking bizarro Alice in Wonderland hat and sunglasses because he can't just be normal. And it's like he was saying that in reference to our company's the safest for women after Kylie Ray had dropped that post on Reddit. So it's like
But when you make a statement like that, yeah, I mean, yeah, and I mean, and then was that before or after they dropped Anna Jay directly on her head on the concrete?
Oh,
yeah.
man.
So say if it's, I mean, it's tomato, but that's AEW. I will watch time to time. We tried with Revolution. It's hard to watch and just not hate myself when I watch that company anymore. It's just embarrassing.
Well, and then it's just, I don't know how anyone else feels about this, but 5 hours in, if you don't have any libations, so to speak, you're punchy enough from just the length of the pay-per-view and the utter amount of fatigue you have from all the fucking matches.
There's very few things in my life that I want to be 5 hours in of anything except for a good nap. Maybe a music festival like once a year.
So let's take a trip down the Mercedes Monet Street, shall we?
All right.
Oh god. Oh no.
Oh no, that's the best reaction. That's going to be the best for this clip. Oh no, we sound like the reverse of the King of the Hill gang. Oh no,
it's looking like they're setting up Mercedes versus the former Amber Moon, whatever her name is now. I forget.
Amber Moon. She's now what is it? Athena.
What's her name?
Athena.
Yeah. So they're going to set that up for Texas, I gotta think, because she's from Texas. So that's going to happen. Because Mercedes just beat Billy Starks, and somehow Billy Starks and Athena are connected. So we're going to go that way, I'm assuming, and then she's going to win that belt. I'm assuming, because she doesn't lose, and she has not elevated anybody.
I would like to think
that
that Mercedes has at least. I mean, she pays attention to the online discourse. I feel like that might be the time where she has her first loss and loses one of her 80 belts to Athena and puts her over, and then she'll pull like a Jericho and in the press conference talking about how great she was for putting Athena over and making a star, and it'll be another shot at WWE because she'll say, I made the star that WWE couldn't, and she'll put it over like Athena's some young new star, but isn't she in her mid to late 30s?